It's always hard to follow such moving tributes that the family have given about Jacqui. But it is a great privilege to add just a few thoughts about a quite remarkable woman as we gather here to celebrate her life and to place her in God's loving arms. Some African people say that when a person dies, a star falls from the sky to go and tell life everywhere that something very significant has happened. It announces that a being who was once upright has fallen down. I think that's a very beautiful image. It says that at death something tremendous does happen, something which is irreversible and which causes reverberations in heaven as well as on earth. And I think it also tells us that every person matters in God's plan for things. And I think we all want to know that, don't we? We want to know that our lives mean something. We want to be valued. We don't want to die and just disappear without a trace, like a stone that sinks to the bottom of a pond without even causing a bubble to rise to the surface. That's not going to happen with Jacqui, is it? Not at all. And again, that story shows us that death, a person's uniqueness, is clearly revealed. And we've had that revealed to us this morning. And that's why we treasure those beautiful photographs. We treasure last words that have been said. We know that Jacqui will never again take shape in this world. She'll never stand where I am now and read as she often did, with Glyn by her side. And didn't she always read so beautifully? We're blessed in this special place, as we've heard, because Jacqui's handiwork is all around us, her creativity, from the tapestry in the porch, of course, through to the schoolrooms where there's another beautiful tapestry. And what a skill she had in encouraging others to come along and join in with the needlework. She was a wonderful communicator, so much so that she nearly had me doing needlework. Now that would have been she nearly did. So that star that we came to love here at Nativity nearly didn't make it. You might know this story. When as a child Jacqui was visiting her father's grave in London with her mother, a buzz bomb exploded nearby and she narrowly escaped with her life because of a passerby who shielded her with his body as that bomb exploded. Jacqueline Moss, born in Dagenham in 1936, December the 28th, the youngest of 8 children of Edward and Louisa. And as I just said, her dad died when she was young, when she was 3 years old. And during the war, her 3 brothers and 4 sisters were evacuated to Warwickshire. And her brother Leslie is here with us. It was during this time that Jacqui attended Queen Elizabeth Grammar School in Atherstone, and she won a special prize for cookery. That doesn't surprise us one little bit, does it? From there to Fursdown College in London to train as a teacher of mathematics, art, and specialising in pottery. Now she played hockey, and I think she had a bad injury with her kneecap, was shattered in fact, and told she might never walk again. And that wasn't true either, was it? She did. And in 1957 began to teach at a secondary school in Battersea. And it was here she met Glyn, right? And I think there is a story, Glyn, isn't there, about Jacqui throwing a special pot at you that she'd made.
I ducked.
You ducked. Did the pot smash?
Oh, it did indeed.
Their first date was to a rugby match, and that doesn't surprise you either. and they were married 5 months later. And we all know how Jacqui and Glyn have had such an influence, a wonderful influence, on the lives of children during their married life. And during their early time together, they took kids youth hosteling and camping, and Jacqui soon had responsibility for the remedial education of children at the school she was working at. The family grew with the birth of Ruth in 1959, Sarah in 1961. And I can divulge your ages because you've already done it. In 1962, the family came to Leicester, to Cranfield Road, which of course was an open house. I was always made so welcome there and became a lovely family home for many, many years. And Jacqui was now teaching at Jonathan North Girls' School until 1966, when the family set sail for the Bahamas to teach at Queen's College and in the high school there. Glyn told me a story about how the principal tried an experiment of having 2 classes of equal abilities. 11-year-old children these were. Jacqui taught her class almost all of the subjects, while the other class had specialist teachers for all of their subjects. And in the year-end exams, you know what happened, don't you? Yes, Jacqui's class scored 20% higher than all of the others, and I think I'm right in saying the experiment wasn't repeated.
That's right. Heads of department wouldn't stand for it.
1968, the family welcomed the birth of Rebecca, and they returned to England in 1972. But they never did it straightforwardly. They travelled to the USA and Canada and what have you on the way back. And Jacqui had come back to a senior teacher's post at Wakeley School, specially set up for welcoming the Asian children who had come into our country who had little English at that time. And then to Crown Hills Community College as head of remedial education, as a senior teacher there followed. And of course, during all of this time, she took children youth hosteling in Derbyshire, enjoyed camping with her own family. In 1986, Glyn and Jacqui went backpacking in Europe to celebrate Jacqui's 50th birthday, which was spent in Israel, spending Christmas Eve in Bethlehem during a bomb scare. Nothing ever straightforward, is it? And I'm told that in Scandinavia, Jacqui even swam across the Arctic Circle. You see what I mean about being an utterly remarkable woman. We know Jacqui loved this place and formed the Needleworkers group. We've heard about that. Who began to make a lot of wonderful, wonderful tapestries. Sunday school, Christmas events are great memories to us all. Youth hosteling, camping with the Sunday school, etc. She even taught the children to play the ocarinas that used to sound there at the beginning of the service on a Sunday. Jacqui took early retirement from teaching in 1990, but was also active now in the United Nations Association, helping to organise a model UN General Assembly for Leicestershire sixth formers and taking responsibility for the AGM that was held here in Leicester in 1993. And later that same year, without taking a breath, Jacqui and Glyn returned to teach in the Bahamas at Wesley College, where Jacqui became deputy head. She also taught a year later in the St James Methodist Church in Hopetown, where they spent 7 wonderful years as volunteers, teaching, leading worship, producing those Christmas musicals we remember here at Nativity. Youth groups, of course, summer camps, and banners. They must be all around the world, these banners of Jacqui. And this was the first time that the now very famous friendship bracelets were made. We've already seen some of those designed and made to supplement the income over there by many dollars. And Jacqui also made liners and cushions for the coffins, made by the island's boat builder. More than 10 years after leaving, the family worship service continues, as do the Christmas productions and all the youth work. There can be no more fitting tribute to Jacqui's life than that work continuing all around the world. So in 1999, after 3 hurricanes in 7 weeks, and Jacqui's diagnosis of breast cancer, she returned to Leicester for treatment before going back to Hopetown and then to Cat Island to work with a student training for the Methodist ministry. Finally, back to Leicester and Nativity. Needleworkers were all rounded up, got cracking, and continued making their banners, and the musicals, of course, continued here. We've heard how Jacqui became an ardent Tigers fan. You see their colours in front of me, and with Jan Sawbridge, designed and made, I think, 24,000 bands, something like that, 24,000 to support both the Tigers Academy and, of course, the Matt Hanson Foundation. Jacqui even made one for me. I think it hurt her a little bit because it's in Leicester City colours. So you go on as well. I've got my own individual friendship band, which I treasure. Now listen to this. As a traveller, she spent 14 years in the Bahamas, crossing the Atlantic 46 times. I don't know how you remember that, Glyn.
I counted them up.
I worked in a bank, you know.
The USA, Canada, Alaska, Bermuda, Scandinavia, Iceland, France, Luxembourg, Switzerland, Spain, Portugal, Russia, Greece, Turkey, Italy, Germany, Austria, Israel, Cyprus, Malta, Egypt, Haiti, Jamaica, England, Scotland, Ireland. Countries visited. Right. I haven't finished yet. And Wales. And I've written here, China, Australia, New Zealand, and Japan were the countries that Jacqui visited. Does that make you feel exhausted? And the only source of discord, I think, Glyn, was where Jacqui supporting England and you, of course, supporting Wales.
It wasn't Saturday good.
Glyn just said it wasn't Saturday good, but that was a try. That was definitely a try.
No.
Jacqui mattered to so many people and to all of us here today. That's why we're here. In her life and her death, of course, matters to us. A star has fallen. A star that will never shine on us again. And even though there are no signs in heaven to prove it, we know that her death matters to God as well. And so God is with us today as we carry the body of Jacqui to her grave. He, the Lord of life and death, has compassion on us who grieve for this wonderful person. Jacqui was a great gift given to us, so let's treasure those memories we have and let's thank God for knowing her. Jacqui slipped into eternity on the 13th of February with Glyn, Joy, Sarah and John by her sides. And I'm confident, as you are confident, that Jacqui has been kindly received by her Maker and is enjoying a new sort of resurrection life. And I tell you what, they won't know what's hit them. There will be needle groups sitting there right now. I'm thinking the angels will probably have swapped their hearts or been told to swap their hearts for ocarinas. And the dress rehearsals of the Christmas plays start next week.
Somebody might say, what shall we do with her? And they'd say, banner.
The jokes don't get any better than So this person here, this lovely person, this remarkable person, Jacqui, led a wonderful life. Thank you for sharing your gifts of love with your family and the love of God with everybody. I mean everybody you met. You loved your family, you enjoyed yourself. So well done, good and faithful servant. I just pray you rest in peace, because, boy, do you deserve it. Amen.
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 I, the Lord of sea and sky. This hymn's based on a famous passage from Isaiah 6 where the voice of the Lord asks the question, whom shall I send? Who will go for us? And Isaiah says, "Here I am, send me."